Like to take a look at the news. Terrorists blow up Central America and leave a note. A Philadelphia man was arrested today while attempting to make an unauthorized deposit in a sperm bank. Silent film star Mark Dunbar died today. In Hollywood, he had no last words. However, he did make several gestures. San Diego Freeway was the scene of a freak accident today as 6 freaks in a camper crashed into 3 freaks in a van. Nobel Prize in Mathematics has been awarded to a California professor who has discovered a new number. The number is Bleen, which he claims belongs between 6 and 7. Medical researchers have discovered a disease which has no symptoms. It is impossible to detect, and there is no known cure. Fortunately, it is confined to New Jersey. Archaeologists digging at a site in Iran have discovered the remains of a city which was inhabited by a race of people who had absolutely no skills or tools of any kind. No trace of anything has been found anywhere near the site. Heart transplants have declined in recent months because of a lack of donors. Many people consider it an imposition. Hollywood film star Vicky Trick and her husband, Mark Spot, have called it quits today after a 27-minute honeymoon in front of the church. On the lighter side of the news, here's a Halloween prank that really backfired. Seems that little 13-year-old Danny Omerta thought that it would be great fun to soap all the windows of the cars on his block. And he had soaped about 7 of them and was starting to soap the 8th one, not knowing that the owner of the 8th car, Carl Downing, was seated inside. Carl Downing shot Danny in the head 4 times. And in Cleveland today, 27 people suffered 12 hours of continuous whiplash when a man claiming to be the devil hijacked a roller coaster. And to kind of wind up the news tonight, we'll take a look at the news hostility scoreboard. Find out how we're treating each other around the world. According to the scoreboard, we got 4 civil wars going on right now. 2 brush fire wars, 4 vest pocket wars, 9 wars of liberation, 2 police actions, 16 revolutions, 35 rebellions, 58 border clashes, 21 terrorist bombings, 36 retaliatory raids, 400 guerrilla operations, 95 commando strikes, 612 acts of sabotage, 237 ceasefire violations, 44 surprise attacks, 6 outside aggressions, 6 internal upheavals, 3 protective reaction strikes, 10 counterinsurgencies, 21 violent disturbances, 30 warlike acts, 906 hostile incidents, 10 arms races, 18 deliberate provocations, 61 threats to security, 9 dangerous escalations, 2 military confrontations, 6 heightenings of tension, 14 heated exchanges, 12 belligerent moves, 17 reprisals, 3 powder kegs, 2 tinder boxes, and an ultimatum. Me and my friend Billy Heaney, we're about the same age, you know, I'm 37, man. It was about 10 years ago. We're about 27, you know? And we were hanging around in the bar where we grew up. And so we were talking to each other, you know, reminiscing. And specifically one night, at this particular time, me and Heaney were reminiscing about teenage masturbation. Plain old adolescent hardcore jacking off, man. That's all I was gonna tell you. We were, you know, talking about little secrets and shit and everything. We were older now and everything. And we were talking about who you used to think of. Because we didn't know that we fantasized. We thought about people. A lot of guys thought about movie stars, and a lot of guys thought about girls in the neighborhood. I always did because they seemed more possible, you know? Hey, this could happen. Brings you up a few, doesn't it? And while we're talking, this was so beautiful, because it wouldn't be funny if he didn't really say it to me. And he says, "Did you ever do Betty Ryan?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "How was she, man?" Well, I believe in masturbation. I think if God had intended us not to masturbate, he would have made our arms shorter, you know? Hey, I can't reach nothing. Come here. Hey, give me a hand, will you? Come here, come here, come here, come here. Hey, you want a job? That's how phrases are started, man. Well, I just think if you're gonna masturbate, man, you know, like, well, treat yourself right. Don't just drag yourself in there again and use yourself. Man. Bring home flowers. Man. How about a movie and a quiet dinner for one? And be coy with yourself, you know? I don't wanna. Oh, come on, honey. For me? It's all you ever think about. One thing I never did was accept money from myself, you know? I never bought any, boy. One time I caught myself with another hand. Never let your left hand know. Big trouble. There's another little part of pre-adolescent sexuality, pre-adolescent good feelings. Something just on the threshold of innocence and wonder. And so it's a little girl getting involved with the banister. It's quite innocent, it's quite nice. It's quite okay, but it's especially built for her. Young males can go up against any flat surface they want. Little girl seeks the banister out, the banister knows. The banister is sensitive to all of this. But you'll see the girl over there. What are you doing at the banister? Just talking, Mom. Oh, what's the use? Mom, Dad, I'd like you to meet the banister. What do you do for a living, son? I'm a handrail. Think you could support my daughter? I'll support anyone who'll hold the handrail. That's right, the handrail loves it. The banister wants to be slid down. You girls, take a chance. Don't cheat, don't go down sideways. Side saddle, both legs off to the left. It's like premature withdrawal. It's like dry humping. Doesn't mean anything. Banister wants you to straddle up good and come on down! Yeah. This is something you can do for practical humor. Do this on television. If you can get into a kind of the side of a television story where maybe they're covering a tragedy and a lot of people are going, "Hey, Willie." You know, the kind of thing where you're not the center of attention because they'll edit you out if you do this as the center speaker. You must be on the sideline. And what you do is you don't say this, but you move your lips to it. And what you move your lips to is, "I hope all you stupid fucking lip readers are looking in." Have you ever tried backing out of Jack in the Box? Man, it's fucking great. But here's what you can do at Jack in the Box. This is a good fun thing. Or if you have any drive-in restaurant in your area, you drive into the first Jack in the Box and you say to Jack, you give Jack your order. "Hi, Jack! Hey! And you give Jack your order, and you drive up, and when the guy opens the window, he hands you a bag, and he says, $2.52. You pay him, and you leave, and you go to the nearest Jack in the Box. And you walk right up there, and you give Jack your order, you give him the same order. And you drive up, and when the guy opens the window, you hand him the bag and say, $2.52. Here's another one. You do this at the department store. Go to the handkerchief counter. There's a lovely lady over there. And you say to her, do you have any monogrammed handkerchiefs? And she says, yes. What initial would you like? And you say, oh, I don't know. I hadn't even thought of it, really. I don't know. Give me an R or an L, 2 P's, a Q. Hey, whatever's not moving, let me have it. You make that lady's life. Not just her day. For Thanksgiving, generations to come, she'll be sitting there saying, did I tell you about the weirdo that came in? You'll be famous forever, man. You can make a person's life, all right? I'll tell you something I'm gonna do. This is a real mental hot foot. What I wanna do is I wanna have my car rigged up so that I have a white cane with a red tip on each of the fenders. And I'm gonna put on dark sunglasses and drive very rigidly. There's a lot of fun you can have, man. Please return the stewardess to her original upright position. Their airline always disappointed me. They don't have a drug stewardess. They have an alcohol stewardess. Champagne, red wine, white wine. White wine, champagne. White wine, champagne. Red wine, white wine, champagne. Red wine, white wine. Red wine, white wine, white wine, champagne. Champagne, white wine, red wine, white wine. Red wine, white wine, champagne. Champagne, white wine. White wine, red wine, champagne, white wine. I think they could spare one girl to come down the aisle, PCP, trips, coke, smoke, shit, things to get high. Because getting high on the plane used to be half the fun. You can't smoke in the lavatories at all anymore, not even Virginia Burley. So if you're going to smoke a joint, better be an old pro. Smoking, or rather getting high on the airplane, I like that better because of the semantic possibilities. If we're the first person ever up in an airplane, you'd say, look, they're high in the airplane. And indeed, we are that. We are high in the airplane. High in the airplane. They always keep telling me at the airport, get on the plane. I say, fuck you, I'm getting in. Let the daredevils get on. But we call it being high on the plane. They're high on the plane. And if you're an aeronautical engineer and you really like the design, you might be high on the plane. And then if you got high on the plane, you'd be triple high on the plane, unless you had got high before you got on the plane. Because you can be high on the plane, or let's put it this way. You can get off and get on, or you can get on and get off. Yeah? I used to like to smoke up in the forward lavatory, because I figured that the mirror was two-way and the crew was watching. And always offering the crew a hit, naturally. Hey, come on. Hey, guys. All right. Then I'd relax a little, have the little thing locked, occupied. Okay. Looking at all the little slots and shit. And you get high in the plane. Of course, it depended on what airline you were on, whether the suction in the sink was any good. TWA always had the best sink suction, as far as I'm concerned, for your traveling head. Wow. My hair used to straighten out, man. I lost ideas in those sinks, man. But you have to keep it open. I was a real dummy for several years. I used to just press down the drain, which gives you a red ring on the heel of your hand. It's like powder burns, you know, they got you, man. Look at the guy with the red ring. Come on, take him away. So I found you could put some soap in there or a piece of the cup, keep it open. But then you have to decide if you're going to smoke in the bathroom on a plane, you have to decide if you're going to make believe you're taking a shit or not. Because making believe, if somebody could bust it in, like a guy from Texas comes through with an axe, man, you want to be ready taking a regular shit. You don't want to be arrested for shitting through your pants, right? As long as I get rid of the joint, I don't care what the charge is. Shitting with your pants on. Anyway, you get a little high and the light goes on. Return to cabin. Uh-oh, something's up, they need me. Knew I shouldn't have left them alone. And on your way out, you see another sign, because you're really into detail now. And it says, please wash up for the next guy. And so you know you didn't do anything in the sink much, but you do have felon's guilt. So you decide to wash up for the other guy, and you even wash off the gray bubbles on the soap that the old guy made, and you start to wash off the fixtures and shit in the mirror. Looks like it needs a little bit. Pretty soon you're doing the walls, man. Any more babbo out there? Anything that we all do and we never talk about is funny, man. Have you ever been making out with someone and one of you has a snot that's whistling? I think we blew it out of tune on the climax, honey. Jeez. Here's something I discovered was really more universal than I'd ever suspected. Well, maybe not, a little bit. Anyway, you know what I mean? And I found out, by asking people, when you take a piss, do you go like this? Right? I found out even women do that, man. Just a different position. What is that, man? It has no name. I call it the piss shiver. It's nature's way of shaking off. It goes back to the days when we didn't hold on to it. Sure. Isn't that funny how we say take a shit and take a piss? You don't take them, you leave them. I left the shit, Bill. Jeez, where'd you leave it this time? Last year, the kids didn't find it till Easter. I'm gonna take a shit. Don't take one of mine. I only have 3 left and the weekend is coming up. Why don't you go home and take one of your own shits? I was always taking my shits. When I have to take a shit at the airport, I usually go in the handicapped stall. First of all, it's free, you know. Secondly, everything is bigger in there, man. Yeah, your feet don't even touch the ground, man. You feel like Shirley Temple. Waiting for Raymond Burr. Let me in there. Belly noise. Gut rumblings when your stomach is talking to you. Your stomach is talking to you. I think that's called borborygmi.
I was told it was called borborygmi, which would be a good name for it.
Borborygmi.
That's a familiar one, right? Did you ever notice that one bubble sounds a lot like the last one did? It goes the same way, past the corn, around the peas, under the beef, over the gravy. One of the great times that your stomach does a lot of this orating is when you're sitting in the dentist's waiting room. Everything is quiet, man. You're reading Cuspid Annual, and your stomach is showing off or attracting attention. Saying things like,
"We're poor. We're poor."
and you try to shuffle the book and go, Did you ever belch and taste a hot dog you had 2 days ago? Hey, that was almost puke. It was a toss-up between puke and hot dog there. In New York, if you spit in the subway, it's a $50 fine. Vomiting is free, man. Have you ever noticed that your whole sense of values changes when you're throwing up?
I don't care about my shoes.
Hot cross buns. It's when a Ku Klux Klansman shoves a burning cross up your ass. Hot cross bun. Hot water heater. We have a hot water heater. What the hell do you need with that? Hot water doesn't need heating. People say, ape shit. The guy went ape shit. Jesus, he was ape shit, that guy. Same with bananas. The guy was bananas. He went bananas. Bananas is ape shit. Think about it, man. Nice. Words, take care of you. Names are a part of words. Hey, names have a real impact, though. Names have emotional value, especially names that are attached to products or people or really things that are bigger than just stuff. But holy moly, product names. For instance, if Janitor and a Drum made a douche, nobody would buy it, man. It would be like Raid Feminine Hygiene Spray. Raid! They call them feminine hygiene sprays. They're underleg deodorants, and they never recognize that. Well, I think lesbians should have a perfume called Fuck Off, Mister. I'd like to bring out a brand new car and call it the 1975 piece of shit. Right? Well, the guys who sell them call them that. Here's a nice little turd coupe. And don't forget the big country shit box. Call them shit boxes, man. Whose turd is that? That's my trade-in, sir. Well, get it away from the sign, man. They'll think we sell them things here. Here's a nice little shit box. Drive it off the lot. You get the full guarantee. If it breaks in half, you get to keep both halves. I would like to have a baseball team and call it the Milwaukee Beer Farts. I would like to have cream of botulism soup. How about a company called United Consumer Fuckers? Football team names, man. I'm tired of Panthers and Tigers and Wildcats. I would like to root for the Cincinnati Mice, man. Go Mice! Let's win for the pink and white. Well, you'd have a whole rodent division, man. You'd have the Hawaii hamsters and the Georgia gerbils. Guys would be all rodent. You'd dig it, man. The Oakland Raiders, man. What about the victims? The Virginia victims. I'd like to see any animal that's alive ought to be eligible to be for a team, man. The Seattle sperm. The Texas tumors, man. How about the Kansas City crabs? Huh?
Well, the crabs are all over the Cowboys today, Bill. Yes, indeed.
My name was a pain-in-the-ass. George is a pain-in-the-ass name. It really is. It's a name that you have to kind of grow up separately from.
You be my name. I'll be me. I'll answer the door and they'll ask for you.
It's really a name like, well, for one thing, when you're writing it, it's never finished, man. Georgeo-R-G-E-O-R, G-E-O-R-G-E-O-R-G. You feel incomplete, you know? Then they start whipping the little poem on you, the little chant. Georgie Porgy. Nobody else in the world has a goddamn song like that. Ned, Don, Arlo, Whitney, Dan, Phil, Gabriel, Stan, Wally, Ernest, Duke, Ned. It's a different Ned. None of them had goddamn songs. Georgie Porgy. Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie. First thing you do is lay a symbol on me I don't understand. What am I, a raisin? Pudding and pie? Jesus. Kissed the girls. Yeah. And made them cry. Oh, no. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. They never mentioned that biologically this was sensible that I would live to reproduce. Only that I'd run away. Well, that pissed me off. Next thing I heard, they're saying, let George do it. They weren't even talking about the real thing. Let George do it. Talking about mopping and shit. Let George do it. Let George do it. Screw it. You do it. George is a dumbass name because, well, it's way down the list of names of getting laid automatically by the sound of your name. Some people have said there is no such list. Of course there is. You got three guys. You got Tito, Chico, and George. Who's out there? Tito, Chico, and George. Tell George to wait. Fucking Tito, you know. It's a cool name. So you live different from your name. I always felt sorry for guys whose names were Dick and Peter, you know? That's what I said. Hey, Dick. Hey, I'm sorry. No, I don't mean you're a dick. I don't mean that. Your name is Dick. I'm sorry. Your name is Dick. Hiya, Dick. I always wondered how girls got away with bringing them home. Mom, I brought Dick and Peter home. What? I know a guy, his first name was Ed. He was so cool, he spelled it with a hyphen. It's kind of nice, you know? Baseball and football. Baseball is pastoral. Football is technological. Baseball is played in a park. Football is played in a stadium. Baseball has no time limit. We don't know when it's going to end.
Football is rigidly timed, and it will end if we have to even go to sudden death.
Baseball has the bunt.
Football has the punt.
Baseball's object is to go home. I'm going home.
In football, we are down in enemy territory, reaching for the end zone.
In football, we have the block, the clip, the kick, the blitz, the bomb, the offense, the defense. In baseball, we have the sacrifice. And in baseball, you make an error.
In football, you pay a penalty.
Woody Hayes wears a baseball hat during the football game. Can you imagine if Walter Alston wore a football helmet during the baseball game? They would truck him away, man.
Get him out of the dugout, man. Check his calendar.
Football is weird anyway, man. Football is because we're Europe Junior. We came from Europe, man. We're Europe Junior. We really got it all down. We play the Europe game. What is the Europe game?
Let's take their fucking land. You'll marry the Queen of Sweden and have a boy, and we'll merge with Australia, and we'll sell out to the Germans, and we'll give the Russians back, and we'll take this from France and merge with Italy and take that from the other people in the Swiss and work together, and you'll be the green on the map,
And we'll be the pink and you'll be the blue. That's what we did here, man. What is football? Our national pastime game now. It is. And what is it really except 11 people line up, beat the shit out of the other guys, and take their land? It's a ground acquisition game. Except we only take it 10 yards at a time. That's what we did to the Indians. Work them a little bit at a time. First down in Pennsylvania. Midwest to go. Yeah, football is really, well, they moved the hash marks in. The guys found them and then smoked them anyway, you know what I mean? Well, they say there's a lot of drugs in football. They talk about ups. They talk about uppers and speed, and they talk about amphetamines. They talk about Dexamyl spanchules. They talk about greenies. That's what the football players call them. Greenies! Because football players are into colors. The green! We'll fight for the green and the white. Give me the green, the white, the bullshit, give me those bullshit, the white. Fucking shit goes on in the locker room. There's a lot of speed on this team, Bill. I know I was downstairs before the game, and look out for this. Football players understand colors. They check off at the line of scrimmage. Green, white, 27, green, white, 27. Bullshit, I had 13. Give me those. They're back. You know, fight on the end. Why is it that football teams only have 2 colors and countries have 3? Why should a football player sing to the red, white, and blue and then get his ass kicked for just the red and the blue? Football colors are bullshit anyway. When I was in high school, they said we were fighting for the cardinal and gold. It was red and yellow, man. Fucking red and yellow. Cardinal and gold, my ass. I always wanted to go to a high school where the colors were ultraviolet and flesh tone. And we'll win for the flesh. The big flesh wave rolled down the field today. Flesh. Colored Band-Aid. That's another thing we left the blacks out of, man. Didn't consult them at all. Flesh color. We didn't even consult the whites on that one. You ever noticed them Band-Aids? I don't know anybody that color. It's kind of an off coffee. I don't know nobody like that. And I've never seen anybody with their pores laid out in grids that way, man. Fucking science fiction. But some businessman had to pick that color out. He had to approve it. Some man who was assigned a pad, a pencil, a place to write, had to okay the art department. Art department brought up all the shit.
Let me see. Well, let me see. 55, 51, I don't know. 51, 53. That'll be flesh. 53.
Wow. Didn't even bother me. Flesh-colored crayons pissed me off. I was a war baby. 1937. That made me 8 years of age when it was over. And flesh-colored crayons didn't come in for a long time, man. Flesh-colored crayons came in when I was 19. And I had been out of coloring for over a year by then. I had gone through rubbing orange and red together. Another color that bothers me is blue. Why is there no blue food? There's no blue food, man. Blueberries are purple. A lot of things blue on the vine, a little bit blue on the vine, bullshit, purple. There's no blue food, man. Someone has the blue food. We want the blue food. Blue food probably bestows immortality. Where's the blue food? Occasionally you get some badass Jell-O in a cafeteria that looks blue, that's all, man. That's all. Maybe a piece of hard candy. 1 out of 200 pieces of hard candy are blue. It's a pain in the ass. Have to explain them away. What about the blue heart? Never mind, asshole. It's mint or some shit, and it has nothing to do with color. Green is lime, yellow is lemon, orange is orange, red is cherry. Blue is nothing, man. There's no fucking blue. And then they chop the little round blue thing in their mouth. Mm-hmm. Oh, show me what it is. It's a sour ball. Ah! Glass! It's left over from Halloween. Religion is like a lift in your shoe. It's important sometimes. And it helps you walk straight for a while, however long you need it. That's the secret. How long do I need it? It's like anything else you think you need for any length of time. How long do I need it? As long as you're pulling your own coat, nice. As long as you know who's in control or why you're not, okay. But religion is like abdicating responsibility for your life. Many religions make it easy for you to just throw it all off. It's God's will. That's right, God's will. I ran over the kid in the driveway, that's right. Don't look at me. God's will. Hey, boys, let's go downtown and get this guy, God. Can you see a lynch mob in front of the church? It's the 4th guy he's killed this week. God is a cool guy. He really couldn't have time for all we lay on him. I mean, all the stuff that we say, we describe him, you know, we walk around, and one of the things we say is that he knows everything. God knows everything. He knows everything that's going on at the same time, every little molecule spinning around, every little atom, every little electron. He knows if an electron comes over a whole orbit of a molecule, goes and makes another one. It's a chemical combination, makes a combination. He knows if this piece of wood and flavor, it's a bigger crack in a piece of wood. He knows. What a workload this must be. Can you picture God on Monday morning? He wouldn't wish that on himself. He's a cool guy. He's us. That's what we always said. Every religion told us, love yourself, love your neighbor, love your God. You're all the same guy. We just don't have uniforms yet. We do believe we're God, and that's cool. We are. I think God is probably subject to physical laws. That would explain a lot of things, you know? It would explain why he can't help a whole lot of stuff. People say, how could a God who's benevolent let this kind of suffering go on with you? He can't help it, lady. He's subject to physical laws. Why did God always have to send a messenger? Why the hell doesn't he show up himself? I mean, really now. God sent a messenger. God sent an angel. And they came from somewhere to somewhere. This implies the traversing of physical space. This implies physical laws. Why did God have to go from some place to another? Because he's only slightly superior. Everything God makes dies. You sure? So far, everything? Right. Every tree so far, every little hog,
Well, there's a lot of things still alive, but it's just like it was before. They're gonna die. We just can't prove it. That keeps us alive, doesn't it? He's not all dead yet. God, everything he makes dies. Where did he get such a great reputation? This batting average of his is 0, 0, 0. I mean, a cool guy is a cool guy. But don't put me on. Like I say, religion is a lift in your shoe, man. If you need it, cool. Just don't let me wear your shoes if I don't want them. And we don't have to go down and nail lifts onto the natives' feet. That was always a wonderful thing. We have also met on the AM radio dial, especially in the middle of it. On the large radios, all of the zeros are there. 700, 800. On small radios, it says 6. Conrad, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, 1, 1, 6. The big radio said, but all of them, those stations between 600 and 800, were always widely spaced apart. Always widely spaced. And they had announcers, well-modulated speaking voices. They always had serious subject matter. In fact, they never had music. There's no music between 600 and 900 on the radio. It's all talking, man. The only music you hear is an occasional national advertising jingle. But you get down past them, you get towards 600. You get down to the hopelessness of 54. And you wonder why it ends there. What kind of good stuff are we missing on 420? Nowhere to go but up. And up. It's watch. No. Thank you. Do you ever dial someone on the phone and forget who you're calling? Do you ever look at yourself in store windows when you're passing stores? Hey, man, I look cool in the store window, man. Every now and then you hit a storefront that has a 45-degree angle, and you walk into yourself, hey, man, I look cool walking into myself, man. Do you ever look at the crowds in old movies and wonder if they're dead yet? I do. They show a close-up of an old guy. What year is that movie? 1931? That guy's dead. He's dead. Come in here, Phil. There's a dead guy on TV. He wasn't dead then, but he's dead now. Look at that guy there. He's now dead, that guy. You ever tried to throw away an old wastebasket? Can't do it, man. People keep bringing it back to you. Hey, your wastebasket was in the garbage. You have to really stomp on it to throw it away, you know? Close the hole so it's not useful anymore. You ever hear this in your house? Where's the good scissors? I can't keep anything nice in this house. And I want my good tape measure back. Oh, the good tape measure, not the one with 38 inches missing in the middle, right? Here's something you hear. Mostly men say this around the house. Who stole my underwear? Somebody stole my underwear. Which ones? This week's underwear. You know, they came in here and they went right for the underwear. And that's all they took. It was a surgical strike. Bacon. Have you ever noticed that underneath all the neat horizontal strips, sweet, nice, neat, underneath there's always one weird piece of bacon? My
My grandfather used to say something. My grandfather used to say, "Get the fuck out of my way, man!" You know what's really a ripoff? Buying flowers. They're free, man. But we buy them. Not only that, we buy them and we bring them home and they die. It's the only thing that you buy. You bring it home and it dies and you don't give a shit. You don't want your money back. I'd be down to the florist in a minute. Fuck you, give me my money, these things die. You kidding me? We are really getting screwed a lot of ways. You realize how many peanuts elephants owe us? As a group, we have never gotten any of these peanuts back. I'm down 23, 24 bags myself, man. We fucking pull our peanut Ozies. We got the elephants by the balls, man. What do dogs do on their day off? They can't lie around. That's their job, man. I know a guy who's trying to perfect a method for fucking while running at full speed. That's pretty weird. There's a moment coming. It's not here yet. It's still in the future. It's on the way. Hold on. Here it is. Oh, shit, it's gone, man. We blew another one. Tattoos. You know what would be a goofy tattoo? You get it on your foot. On the sole of your foot, it says, "If found, please drop in the nearest mailbox." I got another one. On the guy's back, your tattoo, "Please, let's never anybody tell this guy all the shit we wrote on his back." He thinks it's a pirate ship. Yeah. That would be nice, man.